Hello and welcome to The Explainer. Today we've got a story about a connection you probably never even thought of. We're going to explore the link between a delicate flower and a forged bronze bowl. It's a story all about one really powerful idea.
So, to get us started, just listen to these lines from the poet Byung-Sul. He's writing about the honeysuckle flower. You can really feel that, right? This idea of patience and suffering and the beautiful reward that comes after. Just hang on to that thought, because it's the thread that's going to pull this whole story together.
Which brings us to the big question here. A flower and a forged metal bowl. I mean, what on earth could they have in common? They seem like complete opposites. But as you're about to see, they actually share this really profound story of perseverance.
Okay, so first things first, we've got to start with the flower. It's really the first piece of this whole puzzle.
You know, the clue is hiding in plain sight, right there in its Korean name, Indong-cho. It literally translates to winter-enduring plant. So this isn't some flower that just hides away from the cold. Nope, it stares it right in the face.
The way this flower lives its life is a story all by itself. It doesn't just go dormant and wait for winter to pass. It stays awake, actively enduring the brutal cold to get ready for spring. And the payoff for all that patience? These beautiful yellow and white flowers that just light up everything around them. It's like a living, breathing symbol of how incredible beauty can come directly from struggle.
All right, now let's switch gears. We've seen this symbol in nature. So how does it show up in a real human story? Well, it does, and it's pretty remarkable. We're going back to the Joseon era in Korea, and we're going to meet a blacksmith named Bae-jam. And his story? Wow, it's a perfect mirror to that Indong-cho flower we were just talking about. So picture this, okay? Bae-jam is a blacksmith. His body is just spent, totally exhausted from back-breaking labor at the forge, but his mind, it was starving for knowledge. Now, because of his social class, he wasn't even allowed in the same room as the scholars. So what does he do? He kneels outside in the courtyard just to overhear the lectures. He pushed through all that with what our source calls a flower-like heart. Incredible.
And you know what? People noticed. The famous scholar Yi Huang saw him out there and gave him this incredible piece of encouragement. He basically told him, don't let your situation define you. Use it to strive even harder. Can you imagine hearing that? What a moment. It must have felt like everything he was doing was finally seen.
And this is where it all clicks into place, right? The honeysuckle endures the freezing cold to bloom. Bae-jam endures his own kind of frost. Social barriers, total physical exhaustion, all so his mind could flourish.
Okay, so let's take that human spirit and connect it directly to his craft. We're about to see how that same idea of endurance is literally hammered into the bronze bowls he would have made.
So this craft is called bangja yugi. It's traditional Korean bronzeware. And get this, it's sometimes called the breathing bowl. I love that. And its entire creation process is a story of suffering and ultimately transformation.
Let's walk through how it's made, because it's intense. First, the metal has to endure the insane heat of the forge. Then it's just hammered again and again and again by the craftsmen. Once it has its shape, they take a special tool and literally shave off this ugly black oxidized skin. And then, the final step, the source describes it as bone-cutting pain. It's this super intense polishing that finally reveals that stunning golden bronze that was hiding underneath the whole time.
And boom, there it is, the perfect parallel. The honeysuckle endures the freezing cold to show its delicate beauty. The banja bowl endures the searing heat to show its golden beauty. Two totally different extremes, cold and heat, but it's the exact same story of transformation through hardship.
So, after all of that, the fire, the pain, the perseverance, what are you left with? Let's pull all these threads together now and look at the final result.
Just take a second and think about it. After all that fire and pain, after the forge, the hammering, the scraping,
What you're left with is this, a simple, elegant, finished bangja yugi bowl.
And you can just picture it, right? Holding some cool whitewater kimchi.
just waiting for a quiet meal. That's the reward. This one moment of peace, of rest, of just appreciating it. A kind of beauty that just wouldn't be possible without all the hardship that came first.
And the source material leaves us with this one perfect final image. A sprig of honeysuckle, the flower that survived the winter, placed inside the bronze bowl that was forged in fire. It's a moment of rest. It's where these two symbols of endurance finally get to meet.
And that's really the big takeaway here. These huge ideas, endurance, transformation, beauty born from pain, they're not just some lofty concepts. You can literally hold them in your hands, right here, in this one simple bowl. So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on.
When you look at this flower and this bowl, and you think about this story, where do you see this in your own life? Where do you see something beautiful that only exists because of a hardship that was overcome?